What do you know about the second treatise of government written by John Locke? I've never read it before. I've honestly never even heard of it before, but in reading After the Natural Law by Professor John Lawrence Hill, he references it as basically the starting point of modern liberalism, how it basically, like in the classical worldview, so Aristotle, St. Thomas Aquinas, the idea of government was to help perfect the individual. It was laws were in place so that we could grow in morality and that we could, as individuals, grow into that. Whereas it appears that the second treatise of government focuses more on individual freedoms and how the government is there to protect the individual and their free will so that the individual can make their own choices. And it's less about the government providing structure, but rather protection for individual rights. This would be to explain that in the classical worldview with Aristotelian philosophy, Plato, any of the classical thinkers, morality is intrinsic, right? We are born rational, we are born with reason, we are born with the ability, the innate knowledge of what our ultimate telos may be, but that we have free will to act out against that. And this is in a slew of ways, not any one particular way at all. But basically this shift to the liberal mentality, which is what this is, right? The classical worldview is very, very structured. It's very like a more conservative type ideology, not conservative in the fact in like the political spectrum, right? But actual like conservatism. It's very different than the liberal mentality. Again, not necessarily by the book what the stances are in the United States, but the liberal ideology of personal choice, of how our protections of individual freedoms is ultimate morality. Our ability to make our own choices is the ultimate good, because we all, it's relativistic. It's very what's right for me is right for me, what's right for you is right for you. Whereas the conservative mentality would be more realist. Like, no, there is one ultimate truth. There's one moral truth that exists, and we all need to be moving toward that. So I was curious, though, like what you know about the second treatise of government, just because, like I said, like I haven't read it. I haven't studied John Locke at all, but just reading about it here was interesting with like modern empiricism, and just kind of like, yeah, what do you know about it, and how do you identify with that with your current political ideologies?